30 years chasing ghosts in the crushing dark. But today, Elias wants the light. Today, he's hunting the neon lightning, the giant Mahi Mahi. Forget the slow, patient crawl of the abyss. This is pure, unadulterated adrenaline. They don't swim. They strike like heat-seeking missiles at 30 miles per hour. When a school hits, the ocean doesn't just ripple, it explodes.
It's 700 fathoms right now.
Electric greens, blinding golds, pulsing with every violent second of the fight. It's not just a fish. It's a living light show triggered by pure survival instinct. The school was so dense, they attacked the boat's own shadow. 3 hours of sheer chaotic insanity.
What you want to do here, the closer this fish gets nice and smooth here. You're good on your line. When you come up to that swivel, you're just going to stop cranking, okay? Just nice and easy. Yep.
By the time it was over, the deck was coated in a shimmering, dying neon glow, a sight that burned itself into his memory.
Holy fuck, bro. Key West commercial mahi fishing right here. Holy fuck, bro. That's good. Nice, baby! Nice mahi in the boat, right?
But here is the nightmare's secret. That color isn't just camouflage, it's a broadcast. Their skin is a web of neural-linked chromatophores, a biological nervous system that projects their predatory frenzy to the entire school. When one turns electric, the whole ocean goes berserk. They aren't just hunting, they're signaling each other to kill.
That's what I'm talking about, boys! Let's fucking go! That's a stud. That's a stud. Dude, absolute mahi, man.
Processing mahi is pure speed. You have to lock in that muscle integrity. Watch the blade. Clean, surgical, precise. Unlike the fatty, gelatinous deep sea haul, this is lean, high-octane muscle. Elias strips the skin in one fluid motion. Firm, translucent, flawless. Zero waste, from the sunlit surface straight to the board. This is the fastest cook in the ocean. Flash seared in foaming butter. Don't overcook it. That's the golden rule. You want a shatteringly crisp crust and a center that melts the moment it hits your tongue. Sweet, clean, and energized by the sun. The perfect beginning to our journey. But keep your eyes on the horizon, because as the sun sets, the water turns cold, and the true monsters start to rise. Let's head into the dark. "30 years on these waters, and the veteran crew still feels the hairs on their necks stand up when this shadow emerges. The divers wasn't looking for him, he just appeared, looming out of the blackness, gliding toward the submersible's lights like a ghost from the Jurassic period, the Giant Sixgill Shark. This is the absolute apex predator of the deep-sea canyons. Over 18 feet of solid, primitive power, built to withstand the bone-crushing pressure of the abyss. But hooking a phantom of this scale at 3,000 feet is pure chaos. The steel cable strains to the absolute breaking point, snapping violently against the hydraulic winch as the monster thrashes in the dark.
Look at this thing! Tail rope! Yo, Serena caught the six-gill! Wow! Wow, look at its belly! That is insane! Look at it, that is insane, dude. This shark feels weird.
4,000 feet down in the freezing Aleutian Trench, the Shortraker Rockfish. As they breach the surface, the sudden pressure drop triggers a violent reaction, blinding, blood-red bodies expanding instantly, bristling with venomous spines. In this freezing dark, time practically stops. In 2007, an Alaskan crew pulled up a massive 44-pounder. When scientists sliced its ear bone, the growth rings revealed an impossible date, 1750. Think about that. This exact fish was swimming in total silence before the American Revolution. 250 years of outliving human empires in the deep ended in a single hour by a steel hook. A prehistoric ghost finally brought into the light. (3) A.M. Suruga Bay, Japan. The massive iron cage breaks the surface, swings open, and instantly transforms the deck into a sci-fi nightmare. The Japanese giant spider crab. "10 feet of spiked calcified armor. These monsters don't swim. They march across the abyssal plains, conquering the ocean floor and crushing everything in their path. They are the apex scavengers of the trench, moving with a slow, mechanical malice. Pulling these armored giants from the dark isn't fishing. It's a violent raid on a prehistoric fortress. Sogod Cebu. The wire hissed under the immense tension. What surfaces isn't just a fish, it's a weapon, the Black Scabbardfish. Look at it, a living blade of polished obsidian. Massive iridescent emerald eyes built to capture the faintest glow of deep-sea prey. And those fangs? Razor-sharp daggers. Here is what you may know. Its ink-black skin is coated in a toxic, bioluminescent mucus. If those teeth graze your hand, an anticoagulant in their slime ensures the wound will not stop bleeding. On this deck, one wrong move means a trip to the ER. It's a beautiful nightmare pulled from the abyss. Watch the blade. Clean. Brutal. There are no scales to scrape. Instead, the crew uses a traditional skinning technique. With one fluid rip, the obsidian armor vanishes. Look at that contrast. Demon on the outside, angel on the inside. Beneath the terrifying black exterior lies a flawless snowy white fillet, completely free of bloodline or oil. Pure porcelain perfection. Deep-sea meat requires high-octane heat. We chop the blade into thick medallions, dust them lightly, and drop them into a ripping hot fry. The intense heat flash seals the moisture inside, creating a shatteringly crisp crust while the center stays as soft as warm butter. One bite. The texture is unmatched, sweet, clean, and completely unforgettable. The black phantom of the trench transformed into a culinary masterpiece. How does a bizarre, mud-dwelling monster end up as one of the most craved delicacies on the American dinner table? Down in the silent darkness of the continental shelf, anywhere from 10 to 400 feet deep, lives a creature that seems to break every rule of nature. Take a good look at this patch of sand. You don't see a thing, right? That's the power of chromatophores. Flounder don't just hide, they vanish. They're the chameleons of the ocean floor. But the weirdest part? It's their coming-of-age story. When they're born, flounder swim like any other fish with an eye on each side of their head. But then a freaky transformation begins. One eye literally migrates across the top of the skull to join its partner on the other side. The result? A fish as flat as a pancake, belly down in the mud, but with a 360-degree view of everything above it. Catching them takes a hell of a strategy, because the hunt for this deep-sea treasure usually starts right as the sun goes down, and the real dangers wake up. Meet Captain Bill. He spent 20 years patrolling the shallow flats of Texas with one specific weapon, a custom-welded stainless steel gig. Tonight, Bill and his crew are gunning for 100 flounder to fill a morning order, but don't let the quiet water fool you. Commercial fishing is one of the deadliest jobs in America. The fatality rate? It's dozens of times higher than your average 9 to 5. And for Bill, the ocean isn't the only thing trying to kill him. An LED light hits a faint shadow in the sand. Is that a flounder or a death trap? One wrong step on the tail of a hidden stingray, and this hunt ends in the ER. The strike has to be lightning fast. A 5-pound summer flounder pinned perfectly.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah, you can get them. Yeah, I'll see. I think there's one right here.
There is.
We doubled up. That's cool. Yeah, it is. Woo! Yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah, that'll work.
In a 6-hour grind through the dark, Bill only has seconds to get that fish on ice to lock in that dayboat freshness.
Hold on. Yeah.
But what about the massive industrial trawlers or the guys casting lines from the surf? To get the highest quality, these fishermen spend days on end tossed around by heavy swells.
Nice one. Nice one.
Get him out, Corey. Flounder killer. Another flounder. Corey, the flounder killer.
And the surf casters? They're locked in a one-on-one duel, fighting to keep a thrashing fish from throwing the hook.
You don't have to fish any. Get to the big ones. There's definitely big ones around. Wings are. Oh, yeah.
Once these fish leave the water, they enter a world of cold steel and millimeter precision. Welcome to the heart of North Carolina's seafood industry. Forget silence. Here, it's a symphony of steel and rushing water. Fresh off the dock, tons of flounder are buried in snow ice. We keep them at a steady 32 degrees to lock in that firmness before the high-pressure wash. Check out this precision. The automated header strikes in under a second. Then the fillet line takes over, stainless steel blades gliding through to strip away pristine white meat. Every scrap of skin and bone is diverted for a total zero-waste process. But machines only get you 80% of the way there. This is where the pros take over. Expert trimmers clean up every tiny imperfection until that fillet looks like $1,000,000. After a second cold bath, it's time for the special treatment. Each fillet is hand-rolled in specialized absorbent paper. It's old school, but it's the secret to meat that stays firm and succulent in a searing hot pan. Vacuum sealed and crated, these perfect cuts are ready for 5-star menus nationwide. But to turn this pampered fish into a $55 masterpiece, we're heading to the kitchen to reveal a classic trade secret. In this kitchen, flounder is treated like fine art. The secret to a world-class fish taco? It's right here, a thin, even coat of mustard. It doesn't make the fish spicy. Instead, it acts as a binder for the crust and kills off any lingering, fishy aftertaste from the ocean. Just 2 minutes per side. Overcook it and you ruin that signature silky texture. The result is an explosion of flavor, a crunchy golden crust on the outside with white, buttery meat that melts on your tongue.